Hi, my name is Jenny and I wanted to give you some quick tips on how to deal with fibromyalgia without having to take medication. About 5 years ago I started having symptoms of fibromyalgia and I was too young to have those symptoms. I was 31. My mom has fibromyalgia and she started with symptoms when she was 35. So I knew that something needed to change. I knew that something I was doing was not enough to stay healthy. I was working out, 2 to 3 times a week, fairly easy workouts. I was about 10 pounds overweight, but I was okay. I was married, I had 3 little kids, I just did my best and thought, it's okay. So but when I started having symptoms of fibromyalgia, I did not like it. I did not feel well. I was exhausted when I knew I shouldn't be. And so I started looking into it. And fortunately, because my mother had it, it was a valuable resource to me. I was able to talk to her and figure out things that I could do to start helping myself. I knew I didn't want to go on medication. I had heard, all the side effects of going on medication, and I knew I wasn't bad enough at that time to have to go on medication. So I looked into, working out more. And my mom, she drilled into my brain, move it or lose it. If you don't move your body when you have fibromyalgia, if you don't constantly work your muscles, take care of your body, those muscles will start to degenerate and cramp up. And I can honestly say, on the weeks when I don't work out as much as I should, I do start to have that fatigued feeling in my muscles and my body. And so I know that's true. And so I started working out more. Went from 2 to 3 times a day to 4 to 5 times a day, 2 to 3 times a week to 4 to 5 times a week. And I increased the intensity of my workouts. But they were a little too tough. The trainer really pushed me too hard to the point where it took me, 3 to 4 days to recover from what a normal person it only took, 1 to 2 days. And as you know, if you have fibromyalgia, when you push yourself too hard, it does take longer for your body to recover from that. And back then I couldn't understand why. I was like, oh, why can't I do this? My friend, she's a year younger than me and she can do it. And, why can't I? And it took me a little while to figure out what I was doing to myself. So I started to work out at home, because going to the gym wasn't enough, working with a trainer was too much. So I thought if I did a workout at home that I could modify when I needed to, that would help. My friend became a Beachbody coach and she introduced me to Turbo Fire, which amazing fun workout. Love that workout. And so I started doing that, and it was great. It was really hard at first, but I was able to do what I could and not push myself. So instead of being sore for a week, I was only sore for a day or 2, which is normal, what's supposed to be. And I started having more energy. My muscles weren't cramping up as much, but it still wasn't where I thought I needed to be. So I started looking at nutrition and what I could do there. And, I used to be in the mindset that if I was eating the right amount of calories, I should be fine. I should lose weight, and it wasn't happening. I started looking more closely at what I was eating and realized that I was eating processed foods, and processed foods actually will cause your body to slow down and will cause that fatigue. If you know anything about blood sugar, when you eat processed food, it increases your insulin and then you drop down and you get that exhausted feeling. Well, it's very much the same with fibromyalgia. When you don't feed your body the good nutrition it needs, it does start to exhaust itself and deplete itself. And you can't have that when you have something like fibromyalgia. You have to really focus on taking care of yourself when you have fibromyalgia, because if you don't, you start to lose the battle and you start to get those cramps and you start to feel exhausted. So I started eating cleaner and I found Shakeology. My friend introduced me to Shakeology and I loved it. Not only did it taste like a chocolate peanut butter shake, but it made me feel amazing. I had energy. I didn't get cramps anymore and I felt great. And I loved it. And so that's number one. I would say Shakeology's and exercise is the thing that took me from feeling like I had fibromyalgia to feeling normal. I will say that about 6 months ago, I started having flare-ups again, and I had to really look at what I was doing again to cause those symptoms. And initially I thought, you know, maybe I've just been drinking Shakeology too long. I've been drinking it for about 3 years. Maybe my body's used to it. Maybe I'm just getting older and I need to do more. So I started researching, because I, again, didn't want to go on medication if I didn't have to. I hate medicine. I am terrible with taking it. I can't even take multivitamins. So I started looking into other things that I could do that maybe I was missing. And I realized I wasn't drinking enough water. I was drinking 8 cups a day, if I was lucky. Not nearly enough. And I was drinking Diet Coke. And Diet Coke actually will cause fibromyalgia symptoms. So will all the artificial sweeteners and artificial caffeine. And so I eliminated that from my diet. Went cold turkey, stopped drinking it, and that did the trick, and increased water. So I haven't had a flare-up in 6 months because of that. And I don't think I will have one for a while, because I've learned how to take care of my body. That would be the most important thing I can impress upon you, is to take care of your body, hydrate, and eat good, clean foods. If you can't, if you're too busy, if you have too much going on, drink Shakeology. If you don't do anything for yourself, if you can't work out, whatever, you know, excuse, reason you have, drink Shakeology. It'll be worth it. It'll get you through those hard times. I can honestly say that I've been on 10 to 12 hour road trips. I've gotten out of the car cramped up and exhausted. I have drank in my Shakeology, and an hour later I'm feeling better already. That is the one thing I will drink every day for the rest of my life, because of how much it's helped me with my condition. And it's, you know, it's what works for me. It may not be for everyone, but that's what's helped me. So if you ever have any questions about what I've done in fibromyalgia, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Reach out to your fitness expert. You don't have to suffer. You don't have to go the rest of your life feeling this way. You can have energy. You can feel great. You can lose weight. I can honestly tell you, after a plateau, I have lost almost 15 pounds now in a month and a half from, you know, working out and taking care of myself and eating right.